Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to many of us. Welcome to Marketing Mondays. CXO TV continues its mission to share knowledge with Marketing Monday, a chat series that began in 2020 and has completed over 150 episodes featuring industry top marketers. So today at CXO TV Marketing Monday, we have Santhosh NS, Senior Regional Marketing Manager, Southeast Asia and Korea. Welcome, Santhosh. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Anuj. Thanks for inviting me. I feel this is a privilege for me to come to this series and talk about myself and marketing as a community.
Awesome. So let's quickly dive into the discussion. So Santhosh, with the advent of technology and the rise of AI have revolutionized the way business communicate with their audience today. If I look at it, your experience, I think you've spent close to 1.5 decades in marketing. So can you just share some valuable insight on your journey so far?
Yeah, I think I started my career from marketing agency, and I believe that was a strong foundation because we just got exposed to every aspect of marketing, and we could see how that grow into different functions like events, communication, design, web. But we had the privilege to work through all these things ourselves. So that's something which I taken very positive, and it's a good foundation for a marketing career. And post that, I moved into corporate world. And yeah, I had a start stint of being marketing consultant where I also worked with big MNCs to talk about their marketing strategies and bring it to the market. But after that, I moved into corporate world where I had different role, varied from partner marketing, product marketing, solution marketing, and leading the country director role. And now I'm currently in a market where, we need most of the APJ related marketing strategies takes place. So I lead the UC and the NASB, which is Networking Security Business in Portfolio Marketing Strategy for VMware for SEEK region. But yeah, talking about how the journey has been, it's a privilege to see that, how it is evolved over the period of last 2 decades, which I've been into marketing. We literally see how data is being getting more importance day by day, but not just, how data provides the insight, but, how value the data is being given now in terms of GDPR or regulation coming into picture. While, we've seen years where we started out the career, data was just available anywhere. And we could see that data is being used to anybody, but not giving so important, but also not giving so secured in terms of customer providing their information, which was considered to be very, very prioritized or very private to them, but which was not something which valued that. But this is something which we are seeing now, insights from the data, but at the same time, giving an respect to the data which customer has shared now. Yeah, I think Gen AI is secondly, is definitely the buzzword around. But yeah, Gen AI happens more from the data, right? As in the more insights you collected and more information you are collected about the individual will only allow you to make intelligent insights based on that data. So I think the starting step is still about how much of insights you have relevant to a record so that, Gen AI can develop that kind of intelligence in terms of targeting. But yeah, what is more important is Gen AI allows you to not just start, nothing is from scratch. Right? As in Gen AI gives that privilege for you to just have something not from a blank slate, but just start from something you have to start with. Right? As his basic example is in any creative agency, you just want to develop a logo or create a communication. They don't have to start from scratch. They can still, just for a curiosity nowadays, people just put this out into AI and see what we get, whether a video output or, whether a logo or a text which we can build across. And this comes out as an output and you can leverage that and you can build on top of it. So this is something which is going to evolve, and this is something which is, we are in an exciting phase, how we can integrate Gen AI into marketing.
Absolutely. I think Gen AI, you talk about Gen AI, and Gen AI is there to stay and will definitely help marketers, somewhere to reduce, the time spent on the tedious task and allowing them to focus more, I think, on the effective strategy building for generating more revenue, and definitely somewhere down the line boosting the ROI. I think that's something you touch upon, and you also talk about your journey from an agency then to an APEC role. That sounds pretty interesting, Santhosh. So Santhosh, currently one of the biggest challenge is standing out in the crowded market and capturing the attention of the target audience. What are the biggest marketing challenges at the moment?
Yeah, I think you clearly mentioned, right, as in there is an ever-changing algorithm on social media platform. I think this is going to be the challenge which will continue to be there, because I think what information you appear on user's screen on day one might not be the same information appears on day two on the user screen. So integrating that into your plan will become an critical challenge now, as in because these algorithms on social media platform are changing day by day, and your plan is nowadays digitalized, and digital becomes your part of your market planning, every organization. And then it becomes whether investment is, in the right place, whether whatever you want to get your message through the audience, is it appearing on tapping. So this, I think, is going to be a biggest challenge. But again, the second part is not just that, but how to cut through the noise, right? As in there is lot more thing is happening over that. So everybody wants to share information. So how do you stand out in so much of clutter and grab the attention of the customer or the prospect and be stand out in a crowd? So that's going to be the biggest challenge again, because marketing needs to find creative ways to cut through this noise. But at the same time, you have to make their message stand out. It's a bit of art and science, but at the same time, I think it is also about genuinity. How you can ensure that your information is genuine, which can be closely resonated with the prospect or customers.
Absolutely, I think connected data is something which is something very important, and if you typically look at the current landscape, I think most of the data is being stored in CRM, and whereas most of the activation and the buyer engagement happens outside your CRM. So this actually somewhere down the line create a challenge for crafting an integrated marketing program. Definitely, I agree with you. So can you also tell me something particularly about the innovative or a successful marketing campaign you recently executed?
Recently, I think, the fresh on my mind is, VMware Explore. I think this is one of the largest flagship event we do. But I think the advantage with this such flagship event is always there's many people involved, which makes it easier, right? Leadership and every department, there are it takes a village to make this event successful. So it will still get its, importance. So I'll just divert and talk something which is a day-to-day marketing campaign, which can grab an attention. And then that is something which we think, very important, because there is flagship event, what I've seen in my last 20-year career, it does happen every year irrespective of it. But what is something which you have to ensure that your relation with the business is going on, but they still consider that value provided that campaign is value to the business. So recently, we did a campaign which was mainly to identify a prospect for VMware Dex, which is digital employee experience, a solution that measures workplace experiences, analyzes data, and which helps deliver a high level of employee experience. And basically it helps remediate issues that may arise. Just give an example, you might have an Zoom which is crashing out, and suddenly, somebody from the IT department comes to you and, they see a graph where they see there are they see a graph where this crash down is appearing, and they resolve it, and then they go to all the users and drop in a mail that we identified this is coming through, so this we have resolved. So being a proactive, right, as in that is something which we are looking at is going to be one of the future in terms of workplace, as in digital workplace or a hybrid workplace, or which we call end user computing as a division which will go into it. So in that's something which we wanted to reach out to the right customers. So the approach we took at is, who are the target segment, right? As in, we identified the right target segment, kind of organizations, the size of organization which is relevant to use this. And we tried to find out, what are the qualifying questions, which the answers to that will give us a lead which is closer to the lead which sales want to hear from. So we devised few profiling questions, but we also had an study which we commissioned with Foresters, and basically that was a survey which was built on 537 global IT decision makers, influencers. And then that study revealed that leaders highly value integrated digital experience. So we used it and we profiled the question, and what outcome was very much valued by sales, because what it thought is we got some 50 plus marketing qualified leads within a month. I think all were from the enterprises, which from 1,000 plus employees. And this is what exactly what the marketing drives, right? As a KPI which provides the thing. But what we would like to hear from business is, was it really value? And this the feedback from business was like, really very relevant to us. They said, okay, this is something which we have got insights, and these are organizations which we're not completely aware of before, and they valued that leads which came through. But not just the leads which they got through, but the insight which we generated, right? As in whether the qualified questions which we devised, whether do you have an hybrid work model, or would you agree, improving digital workplace? So these kind of insights, the percentage around those questions gave them more insights to build the business itself. I think, what are the kind of components which are important to you in digital workplace? It's just the experience delivery or experience measurement or a remediation. So some of these insights or some of this data also gave them to build their business plan throughout the quarter or the coming year over there. So that's something, it's just marketing can not just be an lead delivering organization, but it can be much more than, adding value to the business and to their plans and to plan their quarters ahead. So this is something which I think, was very valued. And I feel this is slightly which we would like to do day to day. It doesn't have to be high investment, but it just has to be very smartly innovated and right on target.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I think marketing is not only about generating leads, it's also about bringing value, to the customers and, in line with the business needs. So, in what ways do you leverage different content formats and channels to reach and engage with your right audience, Bush?
Yeah, I think it's most common tactic, right? I think we got social media if you want to reach out quickly. We use blogs if you want to get into more depth kind of information which you have to provide, like audience which is technical in nature. If you want to be more appealing on visuals, we use videos and images. And if you want to read just, with audible treat, then it will be a podcast. But what's more important is, tailoring each of this content on each platform ensures that, you are speaking the language of your audience. So it's all about, where your audience are there and being connected with them at that channel with the right message. So currently the marketing is something which you have to be there on everywhere. But, are you providing the right message on each of this channel or each of these audience who's present on that channel is more important.
Absolutely. I agree with you. So do you have a team of the analysts who bring those kind of intelligence for you? Like, say, for example, if you talk about videos and even if we look at the current trend, the trend is more about the short videos and podcast. Again, the content has to be very precise. People are talking about a very short kind of a podcast. So do you have a team of the analysts who bring those kind of intelligence and
Yeah, I think we do have a team, but it's not mainly like, market intelligence analysts, but, we definitely have a team who could dissect how the results have been of certain campaigns, how it is performed, and we optimize those channels and again, retargeting that. But it's not going to be a full-fledged because I feel, the analyst team or an intelligence team is much broader than what we can have, and it has to be a separate function altogether who's relevantly looking at not just how your data performs in your target audience, but brings insight how that is performing outside the world of your competition or outside your target audience. And that's something which we rely on more third party.
Yes. Right? More on the measurement part. Yes, absolutely. I agree with
so we really rely on our data, our targeting, but it's worse than how we rely on, I can tell about, okay, this target is working for us. This product messaging is working on one channel.
I think what I was asking was more about the trend part, like the analysts working more on the trend part and just, broadly predicting that these are the trends which are there. Yeah.
Definitely. I think we work with right analysts, right? And we work closely with IDC and Watchland. We take their input. And in fact, some of our key messaging or key events or key marketing campaigns are delivered based on their messaging. And the very recent one which I'm talking about, which I just touched upon, was VMware Explore. And we had an executive summit, which was completely based on a study which was done by analysts. And we build onto it to give the messaging. And that's something which customers value. And they don't want to just hear, what you're doing, but, they also want to hear how you are aligned with the industry trends going across.
Absolutely. So now I'll just going to be touching upon the ABM piece here, because I think any marketing discussion without ABM is incomplete, especially in the B2B space. So what are your thoughts on the recent shift from ABM to ABX, which is account-based experience? How do you think this change will impact the marketing strategy?
See, I think, I just feel that, these are words which is coined every day out, day in, day out. But it's innovation, right? As in everything get evolved over a period of time. It's just the things as human we do on day one. We expect it to do better on day two because we've done it. We're not machines, right? And that's the main important differentiator between machine and human, that, we can do things, same thing better, not just the same thing again and again perfected, because that's what machine job is. And that's where marketing is evolved on, right? And marketing was happening, and then suddenly we have this, there are organizations which is growing much larger than one segment of yours, and largely, a large enterprises or a segment of companies is contributing more to your revenue. So it needs a special treatment. And then you had this ABM, which is account-based marketing. Let's focus more on, one account. So that was evolved. But now it's more shifting towards, okay, we are evolving in ABM, as in what's next, as in, what is the experience which we can provide, right? As in, that's where we talked about, while account-based marketing was specifically targeting on specific accounts, while the account-based experience broadens the horizons. It is basically includes the entire customer journey. The shift acknowledges that, it's not just winning an account, right? It's about keeping them enchanted throughout their entire interaction with your brand. It is basically like upgrading, something from your four-wheeler, car to an automatic car. It's not that way, but, definitely it's an upgrade is what I want. But absolutely, ABX is like a VIP treatment for your audience. It's just like, how ABM was before, after marketing, you wanted to give an special attention. ABX is going to be a more attention towards that account. It's going to be focusing on entire customer experience, because you're not just selling a product, but you're crafting a narrative that resonates with users. Like ABM still wanted to work with you closely with your sales to understand their plan, to understand the account journey and devise a marketing. But ABX is not just going to be working with sales, but it also means you work directly with customer as well. That's the shift which is going to, because you just don't have to work with your sales to understand that account, but you have to work with the account itself to understand and give that experience, right? As in, it's tailoring your interactions to create more meaningful connection. It's not just marketing, it's going to be a relationship building.
Absolutely.
Everybody would want a meaningful relationship. So I think ABX is going to be there doing that part.
Absolutely. I think delivering a more personalized and engaging experience is important, throughout the customer journey. And that's what ABX is all about. And I'm sure it is there to stay in 2024. So how does your, company stay ahead of its competition in terms of marketing?
I think, I think not just this company. I think I've been in part of companies where we used to be thought, okay, it's like competitions are there, but, more and more you have to talk about is, how good your product or your solution is, and not worry about competition, and keep customer as center of focus of attention, right? As in human-centric was the word which we used in Fujitsu and as in Fujitsu. And everything was revolved around what customers need, customer problem, how to build around it, not worry about competition. And now at VMware, we believe completely on epic values, which is basically how we are there. Again, we have one is for customer, where we need to be focused more on customers, and that drives. I think, staying more ahead of competition is more about, comes from more about your vision of your company, right? It's not about competition, but exactly what is your vision of the company that drives more than the competition. So I feel consistent market research, embracing new technologies, being creative, and all of this is part of your culture and vision.
Yes.
That's what makes you keep going in the market and not worry about competition, because competition is going to be there in one form or the other. And then some days you see what you think is a competition is not anymore a competition, just like a star group of hotel didn't thought that, and Airbnb is being to be a competition. So And similarly, the competition is going to be different, coming from a different domain altogether.
Absolutely.
So I think it's focusing more on customer, their needs, and imbibing that vision and your company culture towards the customer-centric delivery is what going to be critical to this market.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think even prioritizing innovation and agility, I think that's again which is very important. And you also touch upon the marketing research and analysis, which is very important. So with this, I'll just quickly move on to the next question, which is how does the future of B2B marketing looks like?
Like I said, the future of marketing is very evolving. Remember, there's days in my earlier career, I think I have spoken to few people where if you want to find the data, we used to go on an road trip, find out where are the IT parks and note down the numbers and come down and talk about it. Right? Nowadays, you can go into LinkedIn and use app, you can do different things to get data. Data is available now, But what is more likely to see is, AI-driven personalization, automation and orchestration is very critical. And there are tools which is going to be developed, right? And definitely how well you are using the tools, which are the right tools, which can give the right insights, is going to be a future. Everybody is going to rely on some automation tool. Gone are days where we used to use Excels and build insights, but there are tools which is going to be used to build insights. But at the same time, AI-driven personalization is going to take place. And like I said before, I think you don't have to start from scratch. You can always have a perspective and build on it. It can be used as, curiosity is very high nowadays, and that's what I see the people with marketing going to be there. I see, some of the answer which we didn't know, we have to wait, we have to go to library, read books. Nowadays, there are kids who doesn't even want to have a fraction of second that curiosity, right? Just Google and find it. And that's what is going to be the future, right? As in, people will just use digital medium to get through it. And similar, this curiosity will not just stops creativity, but I think it will help you to build the creativity if the intention is there to build more creative. Basically it doesn't stop you to just, okay, you're curious, okay, let's just get me what the AI tool gives, and I use it and then I build over it. That's something which is going to be there. But integrating those things, like we're talking about personalization, like personalization is not going to be just name.
Yes.
It's going to be, and if you get into AI integration, there are tools which we can integrate into every individual based on that CRM, where is their journey, which product they have been using, which solution they have been using. And based on that customer journey, that AI-driven tool can also draft a personalized message, which is beyond Mr. SXYZ, right? So it's like marketing is gearing up for a sci-fi makeover now.
That's a good one. So overall, B2B marketing, I think in 2024 will be driven by personalization, content marketing. You mentioned about short videos, social media, influence marketing, AI and automation, ABM, virtual event. So by embracing these trends, definitely business can stay ahead of the curve. So with this, we come to the end of the episode. Thanks, Santhosh, for such an insightful session. We really had a pleasure interacting with you.
Hey, thanks, Anuj. It's equal pleasure. I just hope that, this is a privilege, and I hope people who are listening to this find value in what I have said, and it's value for their time. Thanks again for inviting me.
Thanks a lot.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.